My sister has done something to me that's unforgivable in my book, but I also feel like I'm being an a-hole for getting mad at her. She definitely used me, but she also helped me to go through something that I would not even wish on my worst enemy. Also, after years, I finally have a relationship with her, and I believe getting mad at her for this is going to ruin it. I'm going through a bad dilemma, and I thought that writing here could help me. Well, just a few months ago, my name's May. I was the happiest I've ever been, and it felt like I was living a dream. At this point, I might as well have been, because soon after I felt like I had woken up in a worse nightmare. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself, so everything in my life was going great, and I was very, very happy. Work was going good, and I was preparing to get married to my long-term fiance, Ray, who had just proposed a month ago. I kid you not, I was the happiest I could think I could ever be. On top of that, I was finally making progress with my sister, and it felt like my family was finally getting back together again. I was raised mostly by my mom because when I was young, Mom and Dad separated and he took my sister, Leia. Mom obviously was not happy with all this, but she had to accept it as both she and Dad got to keep one of each baby. He took my sister with him and raised her on his own. Now, to this day, I have no idea what happened between them and why they got separated and raised us far away from each other. But I do know that both of them hated each other a lot, as neither Mom nor Dad ever made contact with each other until about a year ago. Believe me, I did want to see my sister, and so did my mom. Probably even more than me, but she knew that Dad would never let her. So, growing up, I never got to have a relationship with my sister, even though I really wanted to, and I never forgot the time I spent with her. Well, about a year ago, something crazy happened as Dad contacted us and told Mom that he regretted everything that happened between us. He was dying from an illness, and he passed away shortly after. But before he did, he made sure to give the family a chance to get back together. He also wanted to see me before he passed away, and I was very happy to hear that. Mom never made me hate him, so I had no reason to expect for the fact that he took my sister from me. But I forgive him for that. He was very happy and told me that all he wanted now was to spend some time with me. He also apologized, which made me feel really bad. I did not get to know my dad much, but those few weeks before he passed away, I learned a lot, and it made me very sad when he did pass. Leia was very happy to see Mom, but unfortunately that was not the case with me. For some reason, she didn't like me, probably because she didn't remember me much, but I desperately wanted to rebuild our relationship. But no matter how hard I tried, she was just always kind of rude, and she made it clear that she didn't want a sister. It hurt, but Mom recommended that I keep trying as we had spent years apart and she might blame me for everything that went down. I understood that she might look at me as the person who got to spend time with her mom, so I let her take her time. Now, on the other side, I was in a deep relationship with my boyfriend and things were going great. After a few months, my relationship with my sister got a little better, and Ray proposed to me too. Like I've said a million times already, it made me very happy. So one thing about me, I'm one of those women who have been obsessed with getting married and has dreams of these grand wedding. I didn't know if it would, if I would find a good enough guy or not. But I already knew that I wanted to have a nice wedding, so I had planned most stuff by the time I was 25. I know. I see a lot of hate nowadays for women like us because people find it insufferable and stupid, and even many women don't like it. I don't care, because this is something that interests me and something I have wanted to do since I was a young girl. Call it a hobby, if you want. So obviously I had a lot of plans, and don't worry, my fiance knew everything about it already, as we have been dating for 3 years. He loved my plans, and I promised to not bother him with anything, so he was happy. Also, I was paying for most of it as I knew he was not interested in a super big wedding. So after a few weeks of being engaged, I started booking things for the wedding. I can't stress this enough. He was very happy with me. But after about a month, something changed. Once I found out that my fiancé had canceled everything he booked, and when I called, he ignored me. The first day I thought he was busy, but as he kept ignoring me, I started to get really, really worried. So I contacted his brother, who just picked up, screamed at me, and told me to never call him again. He said that I was a horrible person and that he wished I would experience the same pain I gave his brother. He refused to listen to me and then blocked me when I kept calling him. Obviously, this told me that something was wrong. But I also thought that this could be a kind of a prank or something. Well, in my head, I believed that if something had actually happened, the first person my fiance was going to ask was me. And since he had not spoken to me at all, I believed that this must be a joke. But still, I called his parents once, who told me they have no idea what's going on. So I believed that they were just pulling a bad prank. This made me mad, and I did not try to contact him for an entire week. But when he did not reach out even once during that entire week, it started to scare me. So I went to check on him at this place and found it empty. He left, and he had also quit his job. Then I noticed that it was not a joke, and I tried to find him. A few hours later, my mom called me and told me that Ray had informed her that he was breaking up everything and moving away. He asked her to give me a message to never show my face to him or his family again. My mom was just as surprised and kept asking me what the hell I did. I told her that I was going to tell her as soon as I found out myself. After that, I spent a good few weeks trying to contact him, and I also canceled everything I had booked. Fortunately, I managed to get my deposits back, but it really hurt my soul to cancel the plans and accept the fact that I was not going to get married to him. After, trying and trying, I could not contact him, and I did not even look like he even wanted to hear my voice. So I gave up and was absolutely devastated. Every day I wished that I would wake up and all of this would just be a nightmare, but my wish never came true. I got depressed and it felt like my whole world was crumbling into dust. Surprisingly, my sister came through for me and helped me get through this tough time. I think this made her feel bad for me, and she just stayed with me for weeks and genuinely helped me go through this. Without her, I don't know if I would have gotten to this point so fast. I'm very thankful of her. Believe me, I'm very grateful that she was here for me. Even after she got engaged to her longtime boyfriend, she stayed with me and asked me everything I had planned about my wedding. She told me that this way I could keep my dreams alive and not lose hope. So I told her everything I had planned for weeks, and she actually happily listened. It seemed like she was genuinely interested, and this is because she actually was. See, a month ago she announced that she was going to get married in just a few months. Believe me, even though I was sad for myself, I was happy for her. Until I saw her plan. My sister got busy with her wedding, so she did not find time to ask me, and Mom actually asked me to help with the wedding planning. My sister actually had already done most of the planning herself, and when I took a look, it shocked me. She has copied my wedding plans to the T. She has copied everything, from the flowers to the cake to the carpet. I can't believe that she did this to me after helping me. Or did she only help me to steal my plans? But, why would she do that? These are the questions I've been asking myself, and I've not confronted her yet. And I'm debating whether I should do that or let her get married in peace. Because she did help me, even though she was stealing my entire wedding. But I also think that this is not fair that she's stealing my entire wedding. All of this is just making me sad. Please tell me, guys, should I confront her about this? I'm scared that I'll ruin our newfound relationship, to be honest with you. Updates number 1. Hey guys, so it's been a week since my last update. I'm sitting here regretting making a decision, and I think I would have been better if I just stayed in my dilemma than what happened. Let me explain. I guess I should start by thanking you guys for giving me good advice and trying to help. I can't blame any of you for this. The only person I can blame is me. So after my last update, I spent a few good days thinking hard about what would be the best thing to do. One of you guys reminded me that my sister could have asked if she could take ideas, and I would have never said no, but she knowingly did this, and I didn't want to believe that, but it did make a lot of sense. As my sister knew how much I cared about her and how much I wanted to rebuild our relationship, I would have definitely helped her and been okay with it. The worst part was that she definitely knew I would be okay, but still did not bother to ask. Thinking about this made me mad, and I started leaning towards confronting her about it. I felt really bad that, after all this, she still did not care about me. So 2 days ago, I decided to confront her. Yesterday, when she was busy with her wedding arrangement, I asked her to talk to me for 5 minutes. She sounded a bit rude as she told me that she was very busy. But when I mentioned it was about her wedding, she just immediately became free and asked me what it was outside the room. I then asked her why she had stolen my dream wedding plan, and I genuinely thought that she was going to give me some sort of explanation, but all she did was laugh at me, and then she said that she was wondering when I was going to do this. She then tells me while laughing that she took it because I wasn't going to use it anywho. I can't explain how much it hurt to see her laugh in my face. She said that it was pretty unfortunate what happened to me, but I should look at the bright side. Just because of my wedding getting canceled does not mean that the plan should too. She said that she was going to make good use of my planning and impress everybody, and if I had any improvements, she was happy to hear them out. At this point, I had tears in my eyes, as I could not believe that she was saying this to me. So, guys, I asked her what I had done to deserve all of this, and she hated me so much. She then said that she did not care about how I felt, and that she was just interested in my plans and wanted to know more about them. That's the only reason she came close to me, and Mom was the only reason she ever spoke to me in the first place. She said that I took her mom as I got to stay with her while she had to stay with Dad, and later on I even got to the Dad's favorite during his last few weeks. She said that I not only took Mom but also took Dad from her and that she genuinely hates me. You guys tell me, is this even a reply to this? Still, I told her that I had not spent any time with Dad at all, and at least now she did have Mom. I never took her. They separated themselves, but it was of no use. I could see the hate in her eyes. She told me that I was free to do whatever I wanted, but she was going to have a grand wedding with my idea. She also said that there was nothing I could do to stop it, and she was technically right. After that, I spoke with Mom, who told me that my sister was just mad that I accused her of stealing my idea, and she said that I should just let her do this. At this point, I might as well have given up because she's right. I can't do anything because I don't hate her like she hates me, and I have no way of doing anything to her. I can't make her change her plan. I mean, what do you guys think that I should do if you were in my shoes? Update number 2. Hey guys, it's actually been just a few weeks since my last update, and if you guys thought my sister was bad, then just wait till you read this one. She is not a human being, she's a demon, because forget being a sister, no normal human would do this to someone else. It turns out that she's the main reason behind everything that's happened to me. She's the one who started it. Listen up. So, about a week after my last update, one of my closest friends, Isabella, calls me up crying one night and tells me to come see her. I at first did not understand what was going on, but I assumed that she had a fight with her husband or something, so I went to see her at her place. Now, I was actually mad at Bella and was not talking to her, as after everything that happened to me, she did not once come to see me or see how I was doing to lift my spirit. But it turns out that there was a reason behind that. So, as soon as I reached Bella, she apologizes nonstop and told me that she had made a grave mistake. I didn't understand and asked her to please explain. She then tells me that many months ago my sister had caught her kissing a guy at the bar and grabbed a picture. She then used the picture to blackmail her into giving information about me. Bella said that she did not want to, but had no choice. She tells my sister about Chris, my ex-boyfriend, and then the next line completely devastated me. She said that my sister framed me so badly in front of my fiance that he left me and ran. So in short, she destroyed my engagement and is now stealing my wedding. Can you believe it? She took the love of my life out of my hands, but was not happy with it and had to take something else too. Okay, well now I'm mad. I told her that this was some sort of joke, right? She promised her and her husband's lives that it's true. She was crying by this point and told me that she did not know what she was going to do. But after she found out, she felt very guilty about it but could not risk her marriage. That's why she could not come to see me, as she was scared my sister would tell me everything too, and tell her husband. But now she could not take it any further. She told me that she was a very bad friend. I hugged her and told her that she was now doing the right thing. I told her I was mad at her still and we would deal with this later, and asked her to not worry, not about anything, and told her to never ever cheat again. I was strong in front of her, but it broke me to find out that my fiance was tricked by my sister and by the fact that he never once tried to even contact me. Also, I was pretty sure I knew what my sister had done. So one day, a few weeks before Ray left me, I ran into Chris randomly. He was happy to see me, and I was happy to catch up since I was waiting for my sister there and we got a cup of joe. Then my sister changed the meeting location and Chris was going that way too. He insisted that he could at least drop me, so I went with him. He stopped to get something from his home on the way and asked me if I wanted to see Lucy, his dog. Well, I was happy, so I went in and petted Lucy and came back and he dropped me off. My sister used this to frame me and make it look like I was cheating. So obviously I knew for sure that Chris was involved too, so I ran straight to him. I met with him, but instead I told him that my fiance leaving had made me realize that he was the one for me, and I wanted to start dating again. He almost jumped with joy, but I told him that there was something I need him to do. I asked him to explain what happened and he told me everything. So, she had made my fiancé witness me get in the car and go to his house, which had led him to believe I was a cheater. Then when I tried to talk, he was so mad, and when I stopped trying, thinking it was a prank, it further solidified the notion that I did not care about him. She has done so much to me, so there's no way I'm going to let her get married in peace. I've manipulated Chris into agreeing to help me, and I'm going to use him against her. She's going to regret every single thing that she did to me. I'm going to ruin her wedding. I don't care about doing the right thing. Update number 3. Hey guys, it's been 2 months, and I do apologize for taking oh so long. So let me just continue. So after my last update, I had about 2 weeks before my sister got married, so I finalized my plan pretty quickly. I first got proof of everything that she did to me. The proof was Chris and my friends, talking about since I recorded it. I also got some screenshots. Also, I asked Chris to give my sister the idea that she should invite my ex-fiancé to make the wedding worse for me. She liked it. She believed that he did all this because Chris hated me, but Chris actually wanted me back, so she made a huge mistake. She took the bait hook, line, and sinker and did me a favor, as I wanted Ray to be there for him to hear the truth. Her second mistake was copying my wedding, because this meant that I knew everything about it. So my initial plan was to sabotage it and make it a disaster. So I got right to it. I canceled many of her reservations on the last day and changed many things around to make the wedding worse. I changed everything I could, and that's not even the worst thing I did. I changed the timing of many of the things needed at the wedding from early to late in the evening. I made fake invitations and sent them out about half of the guests, so they would arrive early. Believe me, I was cooking up, baby. Right there on the pot, and was labeled Leia's wedding. So, on the day of the wedding, I arrived early just to see everything fall apart. Leia was stressed because nothing was going her way. Nothing was even set up well. The catering people had not even arrived, but guests were starting to show up, and she was sweating bullets. She had to put out fires left and right. But more just kept popping up like a forest fire. Like I told you, it was a complete disaster. A few hours later, a huge amount of guests had shown up, but the wedding looked very, very ugly. It felt like Leia had given up halfway through planning it, and people were talking a lot. Ray, he showed up, but I didn't want to talk to him just yet. I knew that my sister would expose herself because she was not going to be able to handle all this without blaming me. Well, that's exactly what happened a half hour later. My sister probably realized that I was only one who could have done this. She came up to me in a fit of rage. She screams at me and calls me out in front of everyone, and she also told everyone that I cheated, and I was mad at her for exposing it. Okay, I went up and told everyone that I've done this because she framed me. The move blew up in her face so bad when I showed everyone proof of her blackmailing, convincing my ex to help her break my engagement. I also told everyone how she pretended to help me just to steal my wedding. It would be fair to say that everybody was shocked, but the most shocked person in the room was Ray, my fiancé. Leah's fiancé asked her if she did this, and she had to admit. I left her no choice. She starts to cry and begged him to not leave her and tried to say sorry to me, but I just left. I later learned that the fiancé and his whole family got mad at her and left, postponing the whole thing, and that my sister was so humiliated. Mom also got so mad at her and was not speaking to her, not even now. So, a few days after the wedding, if you can call it that, Ray came up to me and apologized for not trusting me and begged me to give him another chance. Oh, I obviously agreed, and now, a few weeks later, we're engaged again, baby. And we're rebuilding our relationship. I also told Chris the truth and told him that we're even now. Also, My sister's fiance broke off the engagement and left her. I don't know where she is now, but I hope she's sad and miserable as she's made me. Also, me and Ray are talking about getting married, and in a few months maybe we will. Anyways, wish us luck and thank you so much for your help.